Greetings, royal queens and kings. Thank you so much for coming back. By Black Rights. Soulja Boy speaks out. The backlash from his peers and fans. This video delves into the inauguration of President Donald Trump on January the 20th, 2025, a significant event that transcended mere political transition. The unexpected selection of hip hop icons, Snoop Dogg, Nelly, Soulja Boy, and Rick Ross as performers has ignited widespread debate. Their involvement raises critical questions about the intersection of cultural and politics, particularly regarding the implications of Black artists aligning with a controversial figure. Join us as we explore the reactions and the broader cultural ramifications of this historic moment. Now, listen here, let's be honest. Them performing and things like that, it's way bigger than that. You all, welcome on in. Today is Saturday, January the 25th. The current time is 5:17 a.m. That is Central Time. Hey, Norris Tony, how are you doing? Now, listen here. I'm going to go in a little bit on these individuals because I just kind of feel like, for one, Rick Ross and just he how he has been silent on the guy that he kissed in the mouth. Like, how are you so quiet about Diddy right now? And then you have Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy is online showing everybody his stacks of hundreds that President Donald Trump had given him to perform. Then you got Snoop Dogg, his clips are resurfacing. Remember when he had come out and was like, well, who's going to do it? Who's going to do the job? Who's going to go up there and be pretty much a COON and tap dance for the white man? Well, I guess he got his tap shoes in 2025 because he was right on over there. And then get into this. Nelly. Once again, I'm going to keep bringing this up. Nelly, they said that Nelly got $1.5 million. Okay, they say he got $1.5 million. That is a generous amount of money. But we also have to remember that, Nelly has some financial woes as well. So without further ado, I wanted to play this clip, but I gotta put up an overlay. But DL Hughley has come out and he has pretty much spoke his piece. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a listen.
Said it wasn't so. I tell you what, I will say this. It's interesting that a couple of months ago, if you said the very organization or one of the organizations, if you said something, anything positive, you could say Palestinians deserve the right to exist, and you were yelled down as an anti-Semite. But a man demonstrated a move twice that was clearly a Nazi. I tell you what, if Elon Musk did that in Germany, he'd have went to jail. If he did it in Austria, he'd have went to jail. If you do that at your job, you lose. And the only place you can make a Nazi salute and keep your job is the White House.
So how do y'all feel about that? Now, Elon Musk was at at the president's inauguration. He looked very strange to me. He looked very strange to me. Yes, he did. Okay, actually, I can bring this down and I could play it this way. So let's take a listen. Now, this is D.L. Hughley, right? Let's get into it.
But I'm watching people contort. Like I heard somebody say, well, I don't know why people are mad at entertainers. They're not mad at Biden and Obama. Biden and Obama swore an oath for the presidency of the United States. And that is to comport yourself in a way that uplifts the office, whether you like who's inheriting it or not. The only person who hasn't lived up to that oath is Trump. So you can say, well, you're not mad at them. That's like if you own a McDonald's, you can't change the recipe because you ain't happy with them. It's a franchise.
So, like I said, this is D.O. Hughley. He's sounding off. He's got something to say. He's pissed. And I think a lot of people are pissed, and a lot of people are definitely going to be going in. And that's why, we have the freedom of speech. So without further ado, let me go ahead and play it. But I have to give commentary in between uh, for it to be considered fair use.
It is what it is. You have signed on for this job, and that job entails you doing things you don't like, going to funerals, shaking hands, being cordial, and having a peaceful transfer of power. The only one who hasn't done it is Trump, and now he's the metric we set it by. That is called, they took a oath, and they lived up to their duties. They lived up to their oaths. And when it comes to what Snoop and Nelly and Rick Ross and Soulja Boy, they are entertainers. They can do what they want. I understand that. But you can't get mad at Backlash. Stop conflating them with Zuckerberg and Elon Musk and the wealthiest people in the world. Well, they did that. Those wealthy men, those wealthy white men, they bought in.
See, and that's the thing. Those guys are billionaires. So when you talk about Elon Musk and things like that, though he's a billionaire, but you know what? He is under investigation, right? There are a lot of people that's under investigation, and I really want y'all to pay attention to those individuals that are in court, that have been through court, and things like that. We know Nelly has, I'm going to keep saying that. We know Nelly was just recently in his court case when he was caught in St. Louis, with those, they said it was 4 pills of some sort in its on his person. Okay. And then we got Soulja Boy out here saying President Obama never did anything for him. Kamala never did anything for him. Let's go.
You can't say they sold out. They bought in. They're going to get a direct benefit from their association with Trump, and they don't need anybody else. I don't know that Snoop or Nelly or Rick Ross or Soulja Boy can say that same thing. And stop telling me, well, they can do what they want. If MAGA can get upset, MAGA got so upset about people that it thought betrayed them, they wanted to kill them on 4 years ago. They stormed the Capitol to kill them. Hang Mike Pence.
Listen here. Let's get into it. Because we're going to delve into it because the January 6th individuals that went up there and did those horrendous acts. I don't know if y'all know, but police officers got deleted when all that happened. So my thing is, it was innocent people just doing their jobs. I don't care what color them people was that got, what I'm saying, unlived. These were people doing doing their job and got taken up out of here. And then you tell me that get released. People are getting released. And then I don't know if y'all been seeing, but been viral. There was some white supremacists. They had their heads covered and things like that. Um, and they were marching around DC. So if any of our viewers out there are in DC, y'all be careful. If you are in the DC area, y'all be careful. It was some white supremacists out there marching. I want y'all to be safe and I want y'all to protect yourselves. Let's get back into this commentary. This is going to be DL Hughley expressing his thoughts and feelings.
Hang Mike Pence. You remember that? I mean, that probably won't go in history books now, but that was a real thing. MAGA got upset with Liz Cheney. MAGA got upset with anybody who they thought betrayed them. And the betrayal could be just living up to your oath. So if that's because they thought you were one of them and you turned out to do something that there was an anathema to them. Black people can feel the same way. They can feel the same way. You're entitled to do whatever you want to do beyond recrimination. But I do think it's interesting that there were more black people genuflecting and rapping in front of him and performing for him than he will ever put in front of their cabinet.
Hello. So while y'all were up there bebopping and singing your tunes, there aren't, oh my goodness. Did y'all have any political questions for the president? That's what I want to know. Y'all got the mic, y'all up there, y'all got paid. What did you talk about when it come to like real world issues? Or did you just take the money and say, okay, my job is done and let me get the hell on up out of here and I'm not going to question you? Or I'm not going to give you any grievances or how you can help our community. What did y'all do for the Black community? I really want to know. Like, what converse did y'all pull them aside? What was it? Because things are being taken like Target. They are not with the program. They said, the hell with y'all, and we're following suit. Let's go.
He'll never put them in the cabinet. And you ever notice you never hear them yell DEI when a black person is rapping, singing, dancing, jumping, or running, because that's our province. They only say DEI when you encroach where white men should go. They only say DEI when you do something they think only they have the right to do. So it's never DEI when you're doing what you're supposed to do. When you're DJing and being Snoop and DJing a party, they ain't gonna get mad. That's what you're supposed to do. Try to lead, then it's DEI. Try to be a doctor or an airplane pilot, or try to be a president, or try to be a senator. Hear the calls of DEI. But not when you DJ and rap and dance and run. That's what they expect you to do. There were more black people who performed from him and genuflected in front of him yesterday than will ever be in his cabinet in any significant position. Even all the black people who calling him daddy now didn't get a cabinet. They didn't even get the secretary position of secretaries.
Listen here. The way this lineup is going, and the way that he said, listen here, this is what's going to happen when I get in there. This. Now, not only that, this feels like a war is coming on y'all. This really feels like that.
So let's be clear. We are a tribal nation. They want people who they find a kinship with to be loyal, and they get to decide what the parameters of that loyalty is. You can't bite the hand that feeds you and they get mad that they're angry. You can't say, I'm going to do something that the people who supported me for a long time don't like and then have a residency in Vegas.
I get that. You know what? This is my thing. Soulja Boy is upset because his fans and stuff are sounding out. But my thing is, whether we streamed or whatever the case may be, we helped you get to where you are. If we didn't listen, if we didn't buy and things like that, But for you to sit up here and come on camera, I mean, just was just so cocky with it. Like, I didn't think that Soulja Boy would need the money. You know, Soulja Boy has like his own game and things like that. I didn't think that he needed the money. You know, am I missing something?
You can't do that and have an album. You can't do that and have a party or concert. I tell you what, here's the way I'll leave it. If MAGA can get mad at the people they thought were disloyal, surely niggas have the right to get mad at the people they think are disloyal. That's a little note from the GED section. Got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes.
And get into that. So we have the right to sound off, Soulja Boy. You know, I think that they should have. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if Soulja Boy is having some financial woes that we don't know about. You know, I mean, am I missing something, y'all? I'm just like I said, I'm just going through. I'm trying to figure this all out and piece this together. And thank you all. So here, let me go ahead and bring up this piece of content. I did pass by as I was scrolling on Instagram. Um, let me see. All right, give me a second and I'm going to upload. Okay, so this is Soulja Boy pretty much bragging. Oh my goodness. Okay. Um, Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah, this is it. All right. Is this why we'll never see another Black Wall Street? Shout out to our friends over at Baller Alerts. More than ever, we need to come together. Thoughts?
Never have another Black Wall Street.
Obama ain't never put no money in my pockets, nigga. Kamala ain't never put no money in my pockets, nigga. Trump put money in my pockets, nigga.
So now it's Soulja Boy doubling down on the ignorance. I had a discussion with somebody a few days ago about why we won't ever have another Black Wall Street. Somebody said, we got to come together. And I'm like, this is why we won't be able to come together. This is why we won't ever have another Black Wall Street. Our ancestors was built different. They had a common goal and they stayed on that path. And Black Wall Street existed because enough of us said, okay, let's do this, this together. So these cats, now he literally said it. Obama ain't do nothing for him. Kamala Harris ain't do nothing for him. This racist dude did something for him. It don't matter what the racist dude is doing against the other people that look like him. He could care less about that because he got paid. He know that racist did. Yo, you want to know why we'll never have another Black Wall Street?
And you know what? This is why I say, you know, you could really be on like a vibe and like getting somewhere, but it be those like individuals that will sit up there and try to go against the grain. Like they'll see you moving ahead, or they might see, you know, something that you have going on. They'll try to like sabotage it or something like that. I say that to say this because when Harriet Tubman was running away, some of those people were going back to tell. Why do you think that was?
something for him. This is why it's going to be hard to unify. This is why it's going to be an uphill battle for us as a culture to say, okay, enough with the bullshit. And I'm not talking about these people having to carry the revolution. That's not what this is, because it takes a village to do this. I'm talking about you not standing for anything. You being able to be bought. That's why revolutions won't happen the same way. This is about you falling for anything because you don't stand for shit. Because then he goes on to say that they didn't call him. Kamala didn't call him.
Did Kamala call my fucking phone? Did Obama call my mother?
You know what? You should wonder why the racists called you. You know why they called you Soulja Boy? Because there is nothing about you that makes them look at us in a better way. Because you don't represent shit. There's nothing threatening about you. There's nothing deep about you. There's nothing enlightening about you. There is nothing about you that inspires a black community to do better. Nothing. Not a single something for him. This is why it's going to.
Well, let's wake it up. Let's wake it up. Like I said, Soulja Boy has so much going on for himself, but he rather spends his time trolling the people that are really being affected. And it's like you're just that's like something very selfish when you sit up here and play with people's freedom because your bank account is like way up there. Ciao. Let's go.
Thing about you makes the black community want to do better. You're not a public enemy. You're not a KRS-One. You're not a Poor Righteous Teachers. You're not a Nas. You're not a Kendrick Lamar. Shit, you ain't even a Sister Soldier. You, Snoop, Rick Ross, and Nelly, all four of y'all represent what those people in that room, who by the way weren't even that excited to see y'all, think what we are as an entire culture. They think we pimps, they think we hustlers, and they think we buffoons. Shit, Rick Ross was a corrections officer. Thing about you makes the black community.
Well, let's wake that up. Is that why him and Diddy were friends? Because y'all know they said that Diddy had, a connection with the police, honey, and the police officers. Anywho, let's go ahead and get into these comments. Someone says success was due to public policies of segregation where we had no choice but to spend amongst ourselves. These same policies still exist where simply supporting each other is still not enough. We don't own, manufacture, or control anything. We don't need to create a Black Wall Street. To purpose of Wall Street is to extract the resources and exploit people for the top 1%. Who cares what others think? That's part of the problem, trying to measure Black success with a white ruler. No matter what they think, you will never be enough. Oh, child. And that's why he's not our kind of people. And we leave this type behind. It's literally not a color, but a conscious spirit. He know he was wrong. So he made a lame excuse. He hit the nail on the head, someone says. First of all, everybody on here saying we will never come together needs to let that mentality go, because if you keep saying it, you're going to program your mind not to achieve it, to create a plan for it to execute it. The ones who don't want to kick rocks and the ones that do, let's do it. Simple as that. Millennials were the last generation that would have been able to make this happen. This generation is too far gone. We are in trouble. That truth about Black mindsets. There's always been Sambos or Miss Tubman with a free doll. Everybody can't come. A lot of these tough conversations need to be had. Protect this man. Someone says we will always be able to be bought because Oh, it says, oh, I guess it says money is the motive now, and that's the button. That's the bottom line. Even if we built something, they will use one of our own who wants money and power or fame and give him something to tear it down. Fred Hampton, Malcolm X, etc. Someone said, let's discuss. I've been having this conversation about a new Black Wall Street for years. They were built way differently. I know they are so disappointed in us. Hey, Tiara, how are you doing? Good to see you. So, our next story, well, our next story, our next segment here, let me bring up our content. Are y'all enjoying the content this rising? All right, cool. Uh-oh. Did I? All right, so this next story that I'm about to bring up, give me one moment. This is what I was just telling you guys just a moment ago. That's what I said. Our people that are watching that are in DC. Shout out to our friends over at oh, shout out to our friends over at Hollywood Unlocks. They posted this. Let's get into it. Okay, so it says Reclaim America Patriot Front is a fraternal activist organization dedicated to uphold the traditions, defend the people, and transform the public space of the nation. Through changing the minds, bodies, and lives of Americans, we hope to create lasting effects on the course of the country. Patriot Front is active nationwide and committed to an ambitious array of efforts. The organization believes in the ethnic interests of Americans as those descended from the original European settlers of this land. The representative and traditional models of American government and the vital need for the men of the nation to take an active role in organizing patriotic politics beyond the electoral process. PF's activism is seen by millions nationwide in the form of marches, banners, protests, stencils, posters, and more. PF engages in numerous charitable works to uplift American in need and link together like minded families. PF instills a positive culture of fitness and vitality among the nation's men and it says men with physical training programs and sporting events. PF improves the minds of members with workshops and projects showcasing numerous valuable skills. Key points. Members of the white supremacist group Patriot Front believe that their ancestors conquered America and bestowed it to them and no one else. Patriot Front defines itself as an organization of American nationalists, justifying its hate and intolerance under the guise of preserving America's identity as a pan European nation. Looks like a white supremacist group was spotted marching in Washington, D.C. today. Listen here, I want you guys to please, please, please be careful out there if you're out there. All tough, hiding their faces. We are not our ancestors, so mess around and find out. Baby, I am my ancestors, baby. We covering their faces to protect their police jobs. Electing Trump gave these type of people the green light. Buckle up. I don't care what they do. Slavery will not happen. We too crazy. Show your faces if you're that proud to be white American. The first settlers on this land were not white Europeans, they were natives. Brown were here first. Get over yourselves. So why are they covering their faces? I want y'all to know that most of these people are police officers. So while we had Nelly, Rick Ross, Snoop Dogg, and Soulja Boy up on the stage doing their big one, they never thought to bring up any conversations that are relevant. Like I said, these individuals, they have money, but they're not in a billionaires club. That's the difference. They're not in the billionaires club. All right, so what are y'all thoughts on this? I'm a little curious of how y'all feel. I get it, because I was having this conversation the other day, and I get it, business is business, but when you, it's a time and place for everything, you know? And speaking of time and place for everything, Trump and California Mayor Karen Bass clash over emergency response times during a live TV broadcast. Okay. Whew, let's go ahead and let's get into it.
We're bringing our city departments together so that people don't get caught in the loop of going from one room to the next. We want them all to be in the same room so that you can get busy rebuilding ASAP. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And we will clear the lots. Absolutely. In the city and in the county. We are working together. Both levels of government are working in unity.
Months? Is it like we that's the answer that we got, and that's what we're all hanging on?
Yes.
So if you're telling us now faster, is it 6 months? Is it, I mean, all of our lives, rents, all this stuff is weighing on this.
6 months is no good.
And the number one thing that we are going to do.
Well, listen here. Let me chime in right quick. It says President Trump and Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass faced off in an exchange on live TV, with Trump urging Bass to act faster in emergency situations. You can do everything within 24 hours, Trump argued, while Bass countered with, "We think they can go back in a week," as Trump says a week is too long to make residents wait to have access to their property. Whose side are you on? Let's go.
Immediately, and you will see this happen, is to clear out the debris. And we're concerned right now over the weekend because of the potential rain, but we are going to move as fast as we can, but we want you to be safe, and we want you to be back in your homes immediately.
But the people are willing to clean out their own debris. It doesn't cost a lot.
Yes, and they can.
You should let them do it, because by the time you hire contractors, it's going to be 2 years.
If a family,
people are willing to get a dumpster and do it themselves and clean it out,
and they can.
There's not that much left. It's all incinerated.
That's right.
And it's just going to take a long time. If you do, you can do some of it, but a lot of these people, I know that guy right there that's talking. I know my people. You'll be on that thing tonight, throwing the stuff away, and your site it'll look perfect within 24 hours. And that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to wait around for 7 months till the city hires some demolition contract that's going to charge him $25,000 to do his lot. Yeah. I think you have emergency powers just like I do, and I'm exercising my emergency powers. You have to exercise them also.
I did exercise them.
Because you have a very powerful emergency power, and you can do everything within 24 hours.
Yes. And if individuals want to clear out their property, they can. Well, yes, but you know that you will be able to go back soon.
Mr. President.
We think within a week.
That's a long time, a week. I'll be honest. To me, everyone's standing in front of their house. They want to go to work, and they're not allowed to do it.
And the most important thing is for people to be safe.
They're safe. They're safe. You know what? They're not safe. They're not safe now. They're going to be much safer A week is actually a long time, the way I look at it. I watched hundreds of people standing in front of their lots, and they're not allowed to go in. It's all burned. It's gone. It's done. Nothing's going to happen to it. It's not going to burn anymore. There's nothing to burn. There's almost nothing to burn. And they want to go in. The people are all over the place. They're standing, and I say, why aren't you going in? We're trying to get a permit, and the permit's going to take them. Everybody said 18 months. You said 18 months. You said 18 months.
That was last night.
And that was last night.
On that.
We can't even see our homes right now. We are blocked from entering our streets.
Right.
We can't even. This is our first time we saw our house. It was yesterday.
We're bringing our city departments together so that.
Well, listen here. Let me go ahead and get up into these comments. Child, okay, so someone says, have them sign a waiver and enter at their own risk. So if later you come with a lung disease, oh well, we warned you. Let these people do what they want. Oh, child. Okay, so someone says, why does the wife even show up? Have you ever heard her talk? Someone says Melania could have sat in a car. Trump swear he know everything. Let's see him do it. Ask the families of 9/11 first responders to tell you how toxic and dangerous it is to be exposed to those cancerous debris like asbestos, and various other forever chemicals. Handling those hazardous materials waste is not for amateurs. It has to be safe. Those same people will sue down the line saying they breathe in toxins and government allowed them to go back too soon. I know my people, good Lord, honey, he's been over there watching Miss Wendy Williams reruns, honey. She knows her people. Okay. Someone says, I don't understand. They want to see the breeze, even if it's unsafe. Somebody please explain. Child, we trying to. We trying to. Now listen here. Someone else says everybody is fed up, and it's only day 3. Someone says he's right. Someone says I don't like how they took her mic away. The disrespect continues. Trump stated he knows his people. Shaking my head. Y'all see them take her mic. Silencing Black women. Melania is like, why am I even here? I don't even want to be here. Rather be shopping. Okay. Melania thinking to herself, I can't believe he dragged me back into this BS. What are y'all thoughts? I think it's way too early. And if, she is the mayor. So people's safety is always going to be first. The people's safety is always going to be first. If she said that it's not going to be safe, then, it's not safe yet. Let's see. Now get into this, y'all. If you are a U.S. citizen, honey, things are starting to amp up out here. Let me see. Things are starting to amp up out here. U.S. citizens warned to carry birth certificates after reports of ICE detaining citizens. So apparently ICE has gotten their hands on some citizens and tried to deport them. Shout out to our friends at Baller Alert. U.S. citizens, including Native Americans, are being advised to carry identification after reports surface of Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE officers questioning and detaining people across the country this week. One notable warning came from Navajo Nation President Bull Nyron in Arizona, who alerted residents after reports that ICE officials had approached individuals in his community. Nyron emphasized the importance of being prepared and encouraged everyone to have proper identification on hand to avoid unnecessary complications. Someone says, so when are they taking his wife? Oh, Someone says F that. Oh, somebody said F the Latinos that voted for Trump and everyone else who voted for him included. Just wait till you see what this does to the construction and agricultural industries in the next 3 months. Work that. Um, Latinos for Trump failed to realize they'll be racially profiled as illegals too and risk being detained as well. So, is the equivalent of carrying your freedom papers? Oh, this is dumb as F. I feel I feel like next they're gonna have whites only signs in restaurants' windows and ish. Mexicans are the hardest workers. They are our farmers, construction workers, maintenance. They feed us. The list goes on. Get into it. I'm not carrying ish, someone says. Carry your papers. This sounds awfully familiar. Y'all voted for Nazis, you get Nazis. Got my Blockbuster card always on me, so you know I've been here since the 90s. Excuse me. Only if you're black or brown, shake my head. They'll leave all the European immigrants alone, including their family who came here and stole land illegally. Not them arresting a Puerto Rican. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our next story. Make sure y'all are liking, sharing, and subscribing. Please, please, please. Oh, we already did that story. I think I did that story yesterday. So yeah, that was all my stories. Oh, no. So I did have this story right here. Let me get this one. And bring this one up. Okay, Shanquilla Robinson, if you all do not know, she went to Cabo, Mexico with some friends or alleged friends, and she was unalived. Shout out to our friends at ATL Black Star. The FBI and U.S. State Department are seeking to be removed from a lawsuit over their handling of Shanquilla Robinson's 2022 unalivement investigation. In a motion filed Tuesday, the federal government is pushing to have the lawsuit dismissed, with FBI and State Department attorneys challenging the claims. They argue that they acted within their limits, citing a lack of jurisdiction in Mexico where the alleged crimes took place. Last year, the family filed a lawsuit against those vacationing with Robinson and the federal government. According to the law firm representing the family, the lawsuit came on the second anniversary of the 25-year-old woman's unalivement. Someone says wrong complexion, so no protection or real investigation. Someone says, damn, will her family ever get some peace or resolution? How about doing some more investigation? Federal Bureau of Investigation. Nope. Deal with it. She was a U.S. citizen and deserves the protection from her country. Get into it. They're literally like, if it says black, put it in the trash. Here go the BS. Well, the girl from Naperville, Illinois, that offered her mom with her boyfriend was charged with offering a us offering a U.S. citizen after she served her time in that country. They literally have video evidence. What? Because Natalie Holloway, you know, the white U.S. citizen girl who got ghosted in Aruba while in a senior trip, got all the investigation trying to figure out what happened to her. That part. Wait until Cindy. Never mind. People didn't understand the assignment in November. The system really failed her while her unalivers are walking around free. I hope someday her family finds peace and justice. Yeah, that was a very sad case. Very sad case. That girl got deleted by people that she called her friends. All right, I think do we have one more story? Oh, yes, we do. So if you all are Okay, so we're gonna have to mute this. RP DJ Unk has went to glory, y'all. He has went to glory. So RP DJ Unk has passed away at the age of 42. Shout out to our friends over at the Neighborhood Talk. Neighbor, sadly, DJ Unk has passed away. He gave us the nostalgic hits, Two Step and Walk It Out, and was a leader in the snap music era. The details of his passing aren't available as of now, but it has been confirmed by a friend and his wife. Rest in peace to the legend. Sending love and prayers to his friends and family. Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's listen. Now walk it out. Okay, get into it. I remember these eras. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yes, shout out to Hot 107.9 ATL. We are extremely sad to report that DJ Onk, known for his hits such as Walk It Out, To Step, and more, has passed away at the age of 42, as confirmed by the label mate and friend Hot 107.9 DJs DJ Monte. Oh wow. All right. Well, listen here. That concludes our broadcast. Listen here. We would love for you to sound off in the comments and let us know how you feel about the broadcast, how you feel about buy black jobs, and the rights that are being slashed, um, individuals that are being sought after by ICE. It's a lot. Let us know in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all for your time. So long.